Hey, this is Daniel from Around the Board, and today is day 7 of March Madness of board gaming, and it has been an exciting 2 weeks, and we have one more day of the first round, and then we're going to move on to the winner's bracket. I'm so excited to see how this all pans out, but let's take a look at what happened today, shall we? So our first matchup was in Carissa's division. It was Bandidos, a tile-laying cooperative game about escaping jail, versus Agricola, the original misery farm game. Feed your workers and build your farm. What isn't there to enjoy about that? Apparently not a lot, because 28 of you said, yes, that's the game I'd rather play, while 12 said Bandido was for them. Bandidos was a dark horse candidate on this one. He was a long shot, but it really looked like there were times where Bandidos had a chance to really propel itself over Agricola, but in the end, Ue's classic just was too powerful for the small, unknown Banditos to gain much ground on it. So then we got Andrew's division. We have the Wonderlands War, Chris's most hated game probably ever, until you met challengers, but I think Wonderlands War still wins out, versus In the Footsteps of Darwin, the lesser of the two Darwin games that came out in 2023, and this one was another really close one. If Darwin had won just 2 or got 3 more votes, it would have put Wonderlands War to shame, and so many people's brackets would have been destroyed. Wonderlands War, I thought, was so hot when it came out. It's a bag building area control game. There's a lot of good things going for it, but it's also a lot of crazy things. And while I think people were really hot on this game, you can tell by the voting that things have really cooled down. This is the second year in March Madness of board gaming, but I wonder if it's going to be the last year we see Wonderlands War. Well, I guess we'll have to wait till next year to find out, and we'll see how it does in round 2, because in round 1 it just squeaked by. All right, then we have Zach's round Zach's division. Power Grid, Freedom and Freeze's classic, his masterpiece of design, versus the classic Dune game that has been around for almost 30 years now, and while it is a good game full of negotiation and conflict, you could not take out the just pure economic game that is Power Grid. Freedom and Freeze has come out with some crazy designs in his many years, but Power Grid definitely is a shining star upon his tree, and it was not gonna end pretty for Dune. We almost all saw that coming. And now for Anne's division, the last matchup today was Unmatched versus Lanterns. And while Lanterns has been around for a couple times in this competition, Unmatched just took the lead. And again, this was another one that was very close. If Lanterns had managed to pull up a victory, so many people's brackets would have been busted. We even have, I think, 2 or 3 people who predicted Unmatched to go all the way. So this would have been a major upset, but you know what? At least it was. But hey, it did what it was supposed to do, and Unmatched ended up winning this one, and we'll see how it does on the next competition. It's gonna be challenging for Unmatched. I think it's a very divisive game. It's a one-on-one conflict game. That's not everyone's cup of tea. So we'll see how far it can go in this competition. All right, now for the leaderboards. Topher has taken the sole lead. Kenny was going toe-to-toe with Topher, but unfortunately with this bracket he did get 2 wrong, which can be devastating. I'm right there at his toes. I'm right there at number 2 as well. I think I had 1 or 2 bad rounds, but I'm right up there with Topher, hoping to really strike while the fire is hot. I've never done this well before, guys. March Madness of board gaming, I usually overthink this, but this year I'm really sitting on top, and I wonder if I have a chance to win. What will I do if I win? Because I can't take the prize money. I have to give it to number 2, but I'm still going to take the win, because you know what? Winning is all that matters. No, it's not all that matters. It's the fun. This is all fun, right? But let's look at some of the other people. Kelly and Nate and Nick, they're all on number 3. And Tara, they're all right there as well. This is a close game. And honestly, this first round of competition can be so swinging, because like example, John is still in the mix, but his number 1 pick got eliminated already, so he will decline as the competition goes on, and who knows what else could happen. All these people made early great picks, but we don't know. Maybe their second pick sucked, and while Topher's sitting high, maybe he'll plummet down to the bottom. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And now we'll take a look at tomorrow's matchup, and we have Cartographer versus Fantasy Realms. Cartographer is one of the pinnacles of verb and verbs. This is going to be really hard for Fantasy Realms to overtake Cartographers. Fantasy Realms is a good game, has several spin-offs made from it, like Remix and I think Star Wars or Star Trek Away missions. But Cartographers is just a pure fun a game that can be played with hundreds of people. As long as you have the paper for it, you can do it. But this one is going to be Cartographers round to lose for sure. Then we have Unfathomable versus Vagrant Song. In this one, if people realize that Unfathomable is a variation of Battlestar Galactica, then I believe Battlestar Galactica would win this. Unfathomable would win this, but I don't know. If you're looking at just the covers, you don't know much about these games. Vagrant Song, I think, just wins out. It's such a compelling cover, and it makes me want to know what's going on in the game. It's like a boss battler, and that sounds really cool. Different unique powers. For tomorrow, and tomorrow will also be the end of the first rounds of March Madness, and then next week we'll enter into the winners brackets, where we get to some really crunchy and meaty competitions where people's souls will be struck, where people will anguish about the results and hoot and holler as their chosen one keeps rising to the top. Well, you enjoy us for all the exciting action in the future, and until next time, we'll see you around the board.